This video is for basic facial, and we're actually going to start as we come into work. So we're going to start the beginning of the beginning. So what you want to do first thing when you arrive at work, no matter what, is wash those hands. So we're going to wet our hands, and we are going to find our liquid hand soap, and we are going to rub our palms together down to the wrists. We're going to wash the back of our hands down to our wrists. We're going to wash our fingers. We're going to wash the backs of our fingers. We're going to wash between our fingers. We are going to wash between our fingers and our thumbs. We're going to wash our fingertips and nails. And we are going to wash our wrists, thumbs. We're going to do all of that for the 20-30 second minimum. And then we're going to rinse everything thoroughly under the water. And then we're going to either find a clean towel or disposable paper towels. Grab that in the hand with the towels. It's going to turn the water off. Then you thoroughly dry. Toss those disposable paper towels. Get your hand sanitizer, 70% ethyl alcohol, and you are going to then sanitize your hands. And that will be your start of your day. Then you're going to have to go clean, disinfect your room, and set everything up ahead of time before your client even gets here. So let's review what you need to do to prepare. So you want to disinfect your workstation, bed, and equipment using a disinfectant wipe and follow manufacturer's instructions. You will check the equipment to ensure that all devices are in safe working order and they're plugged into a working receptacle. You're going to gather clean supplies needed for the facial service, storing in a clean, closed container. You're going to turn on the hot cabbie and stock with at least 3 clean, wet towels. More may be needed depending on the service and the client's needs. You're going to fill the clean steamer glass with distilled water and preheat your steamer. You're going to dispense products needed for the service according to skin type and client's needs as follows. Prepare disposable portion cup or tray for each product with a portion of the product by opening the top of the container and ensuring the tip of the nozzle does not come into contact with the disposable portion cup or tray. Or you can remove product with a disinfected or clean single-use spatula, then close the lid to the product and set the portion cup or tray on the tray. You're going to drape your facial bed using 1 fitted sheet, 1 flat sheet, and 3 towels. You'll place clean laundered sheets down on the disinfected facial bed, placing a towel horizontally at the head of the bed. You're going to lay a hairnet and a headband on top of the first towel along with a rolled towel to support the head and the neck of client, and save the third towel to lay across the client's décolleté. So once you've done all of that, I'm just going to review my setup over here. On my tray I have everything that was discussed, and then on our setup as well. I've got my product in my disposable portion cups. I've got 4x4s, I've got cotton rounds, water, astringent, I've got toner, I've got some gauze squares here. I do have some scoopers that I'm going to toss every time I get product out. So single use. I've got my fan brush for the mask. I have wooden tipped Q-tips here for the extraction part of the facial, and I have a pair of disposable gloves ready to go. So all that stuff is set up and ready to move. And now what's going to happen is we need to greet our client and go through that initial evaluation, her or him, through that. And then if all things are go, we'll move forward. So remember, when you meet with your client, you always have clean hands. I'm going to be washing them again before we perform the facial, but I just want you to know that you would not want to meet a client with dirty hands. Gross. So you're going to greet your client and escort them to the work area. You're going to determine the client's preferences. You will assess this client's needs, and then you're going to assess the client's skin by performing a visual skin analysis to ensure that there is no inflamed, infected, broken, raised, or swollen skin in the area to be worked on, or an open wound or sore in the area to be worked on, infection or infestation, such as lice, to prevent from safely performing the service. You'll assess the client's consultation form for any medications and products used within the last 72 hours. You'll consult on any known allergies. You'll consult with the client on any facial surgeries that they might have had within the last 3 months and if the client's under a physician's care. You'll assess if the client is prone to cold sores or fever blisters, assess if the client has used exfoliating or lightening agents within the last 72 hours like alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids, hydroquinone, etc. You will assess facial injections within the last 3 weeks like Botox or hyaluronic fillers. If the client is free from any of those contraindications, then you are able to perform the service. And my client is okay, so we are going to get her set up before I wash my hands. So we're going to give her some privacy so that she can change into her drape and get under the covers. We're going to get her situated in the bed, and then we are going to get her even more cozy. So we've got our rolled towel, our other towel's horizontal. We're going to place this underneath her head and neck for support. We've got a headband here to keep her hair out of the way of the facial. And we've got this additional towel here that we're going to drape over her décolleté. And we need to wash our hands. So we are going to wash them. We are going to wet our hands and we are going to get that liquid hand soap. Rub your palms together down to the wrist. Wash the back of your hands down to the wrist. Wash your fingers. You're going to wash the back of your fingers. You're going to wash your fingertips and your nails. Between your fingers and your thumb. You're going to wash your thumbs. You're going to wash your wrists. You're going to do all that interlocking motion for a good 20 to 30 seconds minimum before you go in to do that proper rinse. Give it a good proper rinse, and then you can get some disposable paper towels or a clean towel. Turn the water off with the hand that has the towels and completely dry your hands. At that point, you want to reach and find your hand sanitizer, 70% ethyl alcohol, and then rub it all together. And when you're fully hand sanitized, you will be able to start the facial service. And for this, you want to start with makeup removal. So that's what we're going to do first. Get it started. So we're going to get some cotton rounds, some makeup remover. And then we're going to move that lipstick first. Sometimes you need to do this more than once, so don't hesitate. If somebody wears more makeup, you might need to go back another time. And then what we're going to do is perform our first cleanse before we do our skin analysis. So we're going to get some cleanser. once you do that initial cleanse, you've got to remove the cleanser, so that's what we're going to do right now. The poor little headband just fell off. Sure, it's because we're doing back-to-back videos. It really doesn't want to stick on her because she's slippery. I'll try to get it to stay. Maybe I can put it behind the ears and it'll stay. Now, in order to perform a skin analysis, you'll either be using a magnifying lamp or a wood lamp. So you are going to want to cover her eyes up before you do the skin analysis. So I'm going to get some rounds here and just cover the eyes. And then I don't have that, so we're going to pretend we're going to bring it in and we're going to turn the light on, and then I'm going to do the analysis looking through that magnifying lamp. And what I'm looking for is things like dehydrated skin, flaky skin, fine lines, hyperpigmentation, excess sebum, abrasions, anything that doesn't look right or that we can improve on. That's what we're supposed to do. So it also really gives us a good plan. Starting to formulate it will help you start to formulate a plan of how to improve the skin, make it stronger, be more beautiful, and then obviously communicate with her products for home, for aftercare and services that would be excellent for her to come and see me for. So it's really where I spend time. It's where I want to make sure that I can see where we're doing extractions, or to make sure that she's getting the most out of each and every service. You're going to do that at that point of skin analysis. Plus, she also might have asked you some things to check on. So this is when you're going to check. So when you're finished with the skin analysis, you would turn the light off, take it out of the way, and then you could remove the cotton rounds, place them out of the way, and then it's time to do second cleanse and third cleanse. So we're going to go in with second cleanse. removed. Now it's time for third cleanse. And this headband is not staying on. Hopefully she is good and cleansed at this point. So you need to remove this cleanse. after you removed your third cleanse, you're going to tone. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to apply toner, and I'm going to spray cotton rounds with toner, just making sure there's no touch between the sprayer and the cotton rounds. Okay. Once you've finished that tone step, the next process is exfoliation. So you're going to need a small amount, and you're going to spread it out across the face before you start to massage it in. So I'm just applying it around before I start that massage process. And so now I'm going to start to massage it in, following your manufacturer's instructions, but really anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes, I guess. Okay, so once your exfoliator, is massaged in, I'm going to read the next part or just discuss the next part because I don't have the machine to perform this. So just what you're going to do is you are going to retrieve the steamer and turn it on. You're going to position the steamer next to the facial bed and make sure that it's facing away from the client as the water heats up and emits an even outflow of a mist. Once the steamer is emitting a mist, you can position the steamer over the client's face, aiming it at the chin. So you bring it into the facial bed. It's heats up away, and then when it's ready, you're going to turn it towards the face at the chin, 16 inches away over the client's face, aimed at the chin for even distribution on the face, and allow the unit to function for 3 to 5 minutes. We're not going to do that part because we don't have the machine and we're making the video. So once you've done your 3 to 5 minutes, we'll pretend like we have, you would then turn the steamer away from the client's face, and then you can return the steamer to its previous location for disinfection, and then it's time to remove the exfoliating product. Now, I do not have a hot cavity either, so I'm going to pretend like my towel is coming out of a hot cavity. Like it's really hot. I'm going to shake it out, and I'm going to check it on my wrists, and it feels good. So then I'm going to check it on my client's collarbone, and she says it feels good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold my towel and apply it to my client's face. I'm going to keep the nose out, but I'm going to put it everywhere else so she can breathe, of course. But I'm going to let that nice warm towel feel great on her face for a minute. And at this point, I'm going to completely dry off my hands because I've got to put disposable gloves on, because now is when we start extraction. So what I'm going to do here is make sure they're really, really dry. And then I'll locate my pair of disposable gloves, put them on. And something to note that there's a couple ways you can do extraction. You can use cotton rounds soaked in astringent with your fingers, and you can also use wooden sticked Q-tips soaked in astringent. I'm going to use the wooden tipped Q-tips soaked in astringent, but for these, with every extraction you toss and you get a new set. With the cotton rounds, you can work around the round, just for you to know that. Okay, so we're going to soak our cotton rounds in astringent, and we're going to go in. She does not have a lot that needs to be extracted, but just kind of around that nose area. So we're going to concentrate there. And I'm just applying gentle pressure, and then I'm tossing it. Gentle pressure, tossing it, and we'll do one more. soaking in astringent. Gentle pressure. And tossing it. So now we can remove our disposable gloves because we will not need them. And we can toss those. And you finish those extractions with toner. So we're going to do that. We're going to get our cotton rounds and we're going to spray with toner, making sure to avoid contact between the sprayer and the cotton rounds. And the good news is that after all that torture with extraction, which by the way you would not want to do longer than 5 to 7 minutes because it could be painful, after that gorgeousness, she gets to go into the massage portion of the facial. So that's going to be something for her to look forward to and relax. So I'm going to get out my massage product, and you want to make sure that you get enough so that you don't have to go back into your massage product during the massage. Okay. I'm just going to spread it out all over my client before I start so it's all evenly distributed as you work through the massage. Now you have to remove the massage product. And after you've removed all that massage product, then you have to do the mask. So that is what we're going to do next. I'm going to use my fan brush. And when you apply the mask, you will avoid the mouth, nose, and eyes, just like you did with the exfoliator. And of course, you're going to always follow manufacturer's instructions with your mask. So based on what your choices are and your client, with your mask, you're going to leave it on anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. And we are videoing, so we are not going to leave our mask on for 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to just go ahead and remove our mask so that we can proceed. But just so you know, pretend like you've waited your allotted 5 to 10 minutes before mask removal. once you feel like you've gotten your mask off, you will be using toner. So you're going to follow up now with toner. And her skin looks so nice, so nice, so nice. So we're finding our cotton rounds. And beautiful. So now we want to finish up her facial. In order to do that, we just need to apply skincare. So we're going to give her some eye cream and some moisturizer with sunscreen. So for eye cream, you only need a teeny bit, and you're going to put it on your ring fingers to apply with a tapping motion. And the ring fingers are super delicate. That's why you're going to use those. And you're just going to do a light tap, and you're going to do the brow bone and the zygomatic arch. Tap that in, and then you're going to get your moisturizer, and it's daytime, so no question we're going to be putting on a hydrating moisturizer with SPF. Once again, you don't need that much of that either. You just want to be able to apply it everywhere that's needed. And so for her, I'm going to apply it to her décolleté, her neck, her face, forehead, anywhere that, maybe even ears if her hair's back. The sun might, she might be exposed to the sun. And we did talk about the importance of SPF, which we will again. And so you're going to get all of that blended in beautifully. To finish out. And then once it's blended in, you'll finish it out. And then you'll give your client some privacy so that they can disrobe or get the cape off, drape off, and get their clothes on, and then they will come and meet you to discuss maintenance and aftercare, and you'll get them checked out. Obviously, you'll be recommending products, and you'll be hopefully booking more services based on your conversation and what's happened with the facial. And then you're going to go back and you're going to clean up your room, clean and disinfect. So you're going to get all your single-use items, and we're going to toss those bad boys into the trash. You are going to place any implements that you might have used in a closed container labeled to be disinfected. You're going to place all the linens, the cape, the towels, etc. in a closed container until time for laundry. And then you're going to clean and disinfect your work area. You will identify proper cleaning agent and read the manufacturer's directions. You will follow the manufacturer's directions for mixing and usage. You'll wipe down your workstation and area with cleaning solution to remove any debris. You'll identify disinfectant that is bactericidal, virucidal, and fungicidal, EPA approved for use in a salon setting. You'll follow the manufacturer's directions for mixing and or using appropriate aerosol disinfectant. You will disinfect electrical equipment, store it in a clean area separate from other implements. And then you would have had gloves on because you used your disinfectant, so take your gloves off and you're going to finish with a hand wash. So you wet those hands, liquid hand soap, you rub your palms together down to the wrist, you rub the back of the hands down to the wrist, you wash the fingers, the backs of the fingers, between the fingers and the thumb, the fingertips and the nails, the thumbs, the wrists, all of that wash for a minimum of 20 to 30 seconds. And then when you're washed, you can rinse thoroughly underneath the water. Once you have that proper rinse, identify some disposable paper towels or a clean towel, turn off the faucet, dry down everything thoroughly, your hands and arms, trash the disposable paper towels, and then locate that 70% ethyl alcohol hand sanitizer so that you can finish with hand sanitizing. And that will be the end of your basic facial video, and you can move on to the next client and the next service.